All right. So have you ever thought about like what's going to happen to concert halls and theaters and
Hmm.
even just like your local cinema,
Mm.
like in the future with like everyone streaming and stuff?
Yeah.
So that's what we're diving into today.
Really interesting topic.
Yeah. It's kind of like, will these places, you know, like, can they even survive?
Right.
Like, how can they actually like thrive in the future?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And we've got some good sources for this deep dive too.
Oh, cool. What are they?
We've got a report called The Future of Entertainment
Okay.
and also an interview with Professor Guttentag from Stanford.
Oh, wow.
He was in the Stanford Daily.
Oh, I know him. Yeah. He's really smart.
Yeah, he seems like he really knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like the pandemic kind of like just accelerated everything.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Professor Guttentag talks about this,
Oh, yeah.
like how streaming and video games just totally took off.
Uh-huh.
But then like cinemas and live performance venues, they really struggled.
Yeah, it's true. My watch list was like a mile long back then.
Mine too.
But, even with all that great stuff online, I still really miss going to like concerts and plays.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's just something about being part of a live audience, like
Totally.
that energy when you're all in the same room experiencing the same thing.
Hmm.
Like, you just can't get that through a screen.
You can't replicate that at all. It's that shared experience and like that sense of community.
Exactly.
But yeah, to get people back, I think venues need to adapt and quickly.
Oh, for sure.
So let's look at the challenges they're facing.
Okay.
That Future of Entertainment report is a good place to start.
Cool. Yeah, like what are the biggest things they need to overcome?
Well, I think the first one's pretty obvious, attracting audiences.
Oh, so-
They're competing with the ultimate convenience now.
Yeah, just sitting at home.
Yeah, like you can just watch whatever you want, whenever you want, in your pajamas even.
Exactly.
And then you've got younger audiences, the digital natives. They've grown up with all these like interactive, personalized experiences online.
Yeah,
So they just expect more than just like passively sitting in a seat.
totally. I mean, it's like expecting a static website to compete with the latest video game, right?
Exactly. And on top of that, there's the financial side of things.
Uh-huh.
Like the operating costs are so high,
Oh, yeah.
especially with attendance going down.
Mm-hmm.
And then venues also need to keep upgrading their technology.
I bet that gets expensive.
It does. And don't forget, a lot of these venues are historic buildings,
Right.
which are beautiful, but not exactly designed for today's technology.
Yeah, can you imagine like trying to install all this new AR equipment in a building that was like made for gaslight chandeliers?
Right?
That's a tough one.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's sustainability.
Uh,
Venues need to adopt eco-friendly practices,
Okay.
and meet all those regulations.
Yeah.
It's not just about attracting environmentally conscious audiences anymore. It's like the right thing to do for the planet.
yeah, so it sounds like they've got a lot on their plate.
They do.
But is there any hope for them? Can they actually adapt and thrive in this new world?
Oh, I think so. Definitely.
Okay, good.
The report actually offers some really exciting possibilities.
Okay, like what?
Well, for one, the rise of hybrid events is a game changer.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
Like, imagine a concert you can attend in person or virtually
Oh, wow.
that expands the audience so much and opens up totally new revenue streams.
That's really smart.
Hmm.
And what about all the immersive technology?
Yeah.
Like the report talks about transforming venues with AR and VR and projection mapping.
Exactly. Creating these experiences you just couldn't have at home.
I love that.
Like, imagine a theater where the scenery changes in real time
Whoa,
through augmented reality.
Oh.
Based on how the audience is reacting.
that would be so cool.
And venues are experimenting with new designs, too.
How cool.
Like modular, flexible layouts.
oh, wow.
So they can host a wider variety of events.
Like instead of just a concert hall, you could have a space that transforms into like a conference hall or an art installation.
Exactly.
I love that.
And of course, there's the focus on sustainability,
Yeah,
using green design and eco-friendly materials and energy-efficient technology.
for sure.
It's about attracting environmentally conscious audiences and contributing to a more sustainable future.
Right. It's not just about being entertaining, it's about being responsible too.
Exactly.
Now, I noticed the report also talks about these unseen factors
Oh, yeah, those are interesting.
that can really make or break a venue's success.
Mm-hmm.
Like things people don't always think about,
Mm-hmm.
but they're actually super important.
Yeah, they can make a huge difference.
So what are some of those unseen things we should be thinking about?
Well, we need to consider, like, how audience behaviors and expectations are changing.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, attention spans are getting shorter,
Oh, that's true.
and people want these personalized experiences,
Mhm.
and we're all dealing with so many distractions these days.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you been to an event and the Wi-Fi was terrible?
Oh, all the time.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
like those little things that can ruin the whole experience.
Exactly. Like, you just want to post about it on social media, and you can't even get a signal.
I know.
It's so frustrating.
It is.
And it really makes you appreciate the venues that get those little things right.
Totally.
Yeah, it's the attention to detail
Yeah,
that makes a difference.
for sure. And on the technical side,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just about having the latest technology.
No, not at all.
Like, venues need to make sure that all the new tech actually works with their existing infrastructure.
Exactly.
And I bet cybersecurity is a big concern too,
Oh, huge.
especially now with everything being so interconnected.
Mm,
Like, venues need to be prepared for potential attacks and stuff.
for sure. It's a lot to manage, but it's essential.
Yeah.
It's about creating a secure and seamless experience for everyone.
It sounds like there's a lot more to creating a successful venue than just booking the talent and opening the doors.
Oh, absolutely.
What other unseen factors are there?
Oh, well, one thing is like sustainability's hidden costs.
Oh, yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Well, upgrading to the latest tech is great, but we have to think about the environmental impact too.
Oh, right.
Like how much energy it uses, the materials they use, even just getting rid of the old equipment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It all adds up.
It's kind of like we all love the idea of a venue with like holographic displays and stuff.
Right.
But if it's powered by a coal plant, that's not really helping the planet.
Exactly. Finding that balance between like being innovative and being responsible.
Mhm.
It's tough, but it's important.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's also the human element, you know,
Well,
like the community dynamics,
uh-huh.
balancing the need to modernize with respecting a venue's history and its character,
Oh, yeah.
and catering to a diverse range of needs and expectations.
Hmm.
And then there's navigating relationships with all the stakeholders.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Everyone from local residents to the organizations that give them funding.
That sounds complicated.
It can be.
But it's super important.
It is. It's all part of the big picture.
And this is where like the future of entertainment and the future of infrastructure really come together.
Exactly.
Like, it's not just about cool technology and fancy buildings.
Right.
It's about creating spaces that are really part of our communities.
Exactly. Well said.
So Professor Guttentag also talked about how the entertainment landscape is becoming more global.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, think about the success of shows like Squid Game.
Huge.
It shows that people are really interested in diverse stories from all over the world.
Absolutely. And that definitely influences how we design and operate venues, too.
Yeah, like if we want these venues to be global destinations, they need to be welcoming to everyone.
Exactly. Like, think about multilingual signage,
Oh, yeah.
diverse programming, and an atmosphere that celebrates cultural exchange.
Yeah, like instead of just bringing a Broadway show to another country,
Right.
you're creating spaces where artists from different cultures can work together.
Yeah, collaborate and create something totally new.
I love that.
And the report also highlights the financial challenges venues face.
Oh, right, with operating costs and attendance?
Exactly. It's a tough reality, but there are some innovative ideas out there for generating revenue.
Like what?
Well, like those hybrid events we talked about,
Yeah.
and having flexible programming.
Oh, yeah, like, so instead of just relying on ticket sales,
Yeah.
they can think about other ways to use the space.
Exactly. Make it more multi-purpose.
Cool.
So you could have concerts and plays, but also conferences and community gatherings.
I like that a lot.
It's about maximizing the use of those spaces, making them vibrant and active.
So they become more like community centers.
In a way,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It's about serving the whole community.
And that brings us back to community engagement.
Yes, definitely.
Like, these venues need to be more than just places to see a show. Right. They need to be woven into the fabric of their communities.
Yeah, give people a sense of ownership.
Exactly.
So how can they actually do that?
Well, they could partner with local organizations. Host community events, offer educational programs, even provide space for local artists.
That's a great idea.
It's about making people feel like these venues are truly theirs.
Yeah, like a place where they belong.
Exactly. A place where they can connect with their neighbors, experience new things, and contribute to the cultural scene.
I love that it's so much more sustainable than just relying on big name acts or blockbuster shows.
Absolutely. It's financially and culturally sustainable.
Yeah, it creates that virtuous cycle.
The venue supports the community, and the community supports the venue.
Exactly.
Now, going back to that global perspective,
Oh, yeah.
remember we talked about Squid Game and all those international productions?
Mhm.
That has huge implications for how we design and operate venues.
Oh, yeah, because if we want to attract those international audiences, we need to make sure the spaces are really welcoming and inclusive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think about things like multilingual signage,
Okay.
diverse programming, and an atmosphere of cultural exchange.
I like that.
We need to design venues that are truly global destinations.
Yeah, for everyone.
Exactly. Where people from all walks of life can come together and experience the power of entertainment.
It would be so cool to see venues that aren't just showcasing art from around the world, but actually helping artists from different cultures collaborate.
Yeah, like a fusion festival, but for all art forms.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and now let's talk about the role of education.
Okay.
Professor Guttentag talked about how Stanford is in this unique position within Silicon Valley.
Oh, yeah, being right in the heart of the tech world.
Exactly. It's this amazing place where art and technology come together.
I bet that leads to some really cool stuff.
Oh, it does. It's a real breeding ground for innovation.
So they're not just training artists or engineers.
Oh. No, they're encouraging students to think outside the box.
And combine those disciplines.
Exactly. And they have this really cool course called Intersection of Art and Commerce.
Oh, wow. What's that about?
It explores the relationship between creativity and business.
Interesting.
So they're not just training artists or engineers.
They're training people who can bridge those two worlds.
Exactly, and create something truly new.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're giving students the skills they need to thrive in the entertainment industry. And that includes exploring all those emerging fields like virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence.
Wow, so Stanford is basically a talent pipeline for the future of entertainment venues?
You could say that.
Maybe the next big innovation will come from a Stanford grad.
It's definitely possible. And that brings us to another really important factor:
What's that?
accessibility.
Oh, yeah, of course.
When we're thinking about the future of venues, we need to make sure these spaces are truly inclusive.
For everyone.
Exactly, regardless of their abilities or disabilities.
Yeah, accessibility is so important.
It is. It's not just a legal requirement.
Right.
It's a moral imperative.
We need to create spaces where everyone can participate and enjoy the experience.
Absolutely. And it's not just about physical access, you know?
Oh.
Like ramps and elevators and stuff.
Yeah.
We need to think about sensory accessibility, cognitive accessibility, digital accessibility.
Oh, wow. So like a lot of different things.
Yeah, we need to consider people with visual impairments, hearing impairments, mobility issues, cognitive differences.
So basically making sure that everyone can navigate the space, easily understand the information, and engage with the technology.
Exactly. It's about making sure everyone feels welcome and valued.
Yeah, like it's truly inclusive.
Exactly.
It sounds like a lot to consider.
It is, but it's worth it.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not just about fixing up old venues.
Right.
It's about designing new ones with accessibility in mind from the start.
Oh, yeah. Bake it in for the beginning.
Exactly. Make it part of the plan, not an afterthought.
Yeah. And I bet working with accessibility experts would be helpful.
Oh, definitely. And getting input from people with disabilities.
Oh, yeah, of course.
To make sure you're actually meeting their needs.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's about recognizing that accessibility isn't just a checkbox.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing commitment to being inclusive.
Totally. And it's an investment too, right?
Absolutely.
Like it pays off in the long run.
Yeah, in terms of audience reach, community engagement, social impact.
That makes sense.
When we create spaces that are accessible to everyone, we create spaces that are richer, more vibrant, and more reflective of our communities.
I love that. So as we think about the future of entertainment venues, accessibility needs to be a top priority.
It should be. It's not just about the buildings themselves.
Right.
It's about creating that culture of inclusivity and belonging.
Yeah, where everyone can experience the joy of live entertainment.
Exactly, because ultimately that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, bringing people together.
Sharing those experiences, connecting with each other.
So it takes a lot more than just bricks and mortar to create a successful venue.
It does.
It's about technology, sustainability, community engagement, accessibility, and understanding what audiences want.
Exactly, and being willing to adapt.
Yeah, experiment and push the boundaries.
So if you're out there dreaming up the next great entertainment venue, remember it's not just about the show, it's about the people.
That's such a good point.
It's about creating spaces that are entertaining and inspiring, but also welcoming and accessible to all.
I love that. And if you were designing that ideal venue, what would be its most unexpected feature?
Something that really pushes the boundaries of technology, sustainability, and audience engagement,
Ooh, that's a good one.
but also prioritizes inclusivity.
Yeah. What would that look like?
That's something to think about.
It is. That's a great question to leave our listeners with.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of entertainment venues.
it was fun.
We hope it gave you some food for thought and maybe even some inspiration. So until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep pushing the boundaries of what entertainment can be.